Now, one of the things I like to do is to distress my skirt to give it a more worn look. So aside from giving it multiple washes after I'm done sewing with it, which you should do, we're going to mark out where you want to do your distressing, and then I'll show you just two really quick techniques that I use to kind of give my denim a little worn out look. Now, the first thing you want to do is lay your skirt out, and you want to plan out where you're going to distress. So of course you want to distress around your waistband and your belt loops, maybe a little bit here along the crotch, definitely your pockets. And so I'm just going to use my chalk to mark out where I want to do my distressing. And then I know that I want to create some tears, and so I'm just going to highlight wherever I want to do that. And for part of it, I'm going to snip into my skirt hem. So I'm going to put my scissors through the hem, and I'm going to cut. And then, you know, however much you want to distress is really up to you. And then, as you can see, here's an example. This is the same exact fabric, this piece here, and you can see how much I've distressed it. So it looks really worn, really great. I didn't do any bleaching, but I did use some Comet. And what you could do is you can spray the Comet wherever you want, rub it in with your hand, and just let it sit for about maybe 2 or 3 hours. And what it'll do is it'll just give it enough discoloration so that it's not so stiff and blue. And so how I did this is, first I like to take my cheese grater, and I use the really fine side. And sometimes it's easier if you're sitting down, but I'll do my best to kind of show you. And I like to work on the areas that I'm going to do my tearing. And I just rub it so that it thins out my fabric. Be careful not to cheese grade your fingers. And so I'll do the top. You can also do this with sandpaper. You can get into the edge. And once you wash it, it just starts to take life. The more you wash it, the more worn it looks. I do 3 or 4 washes at a time. And so you can continue doing that. On the areas where I'm going to tear, I'll work on the wrong side of it as well. So I'll look for where I'm going to be cutting out. And then I'll distress the inside just so it makes my life easier when I decide to cut it. Okay. Once you have that, you're going to cut into your fabric. I know we just spent all this time sewing it together, and now we're going to cut a hole into it. So I'm not cutting into my pocket bag. I'm only working on the skirt. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to make snips. One short, one medium, one long, one short. And now, as you can see, I've created these slits. And I'm going to use my cheese grater to rough those up. And then what you want to do is you want to start pulling out the white threads. And so the more you distress, the easier it gets to pull out your threads. And then turn it to the inside and do the same thing. And start pulling out all your threads. And this is a process, you know, do a little bit at a time until you get it the way you want. There you go. And then you can continue doing it in different parts. You can do big ones down the front. At the bottom, you want to just make sure you fray it. And when you throw it in the washer, it's going to fray in different ways. So you just want to make it easier. And like I said, you could use sandpaper if you have sandpaper handy. This is all I have at home, so that's what I'm using. And you can continue on and on until you have as much fraying and as much distressing as you want for your skirt. And don't forget to do the back. Put it in the wash, give it a good wash with a lot of fabric softener, and then let it dry. Put it in the dryer, let it tumble. Take it out, wash it again, put it in the dryer, let it dry, and then see how you like your distressing, how much it's frayed. And if you want to do more fraying, then just do it at that point and then repeat the process. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I can't wait to see all your distressed denim skirts. Until next time, peace.